I'm full of it. Terror. Terror first that he would run into the street, and then when I saw him whimpering, terror for his pain. And my concern that I'm his guardian, I had to fix it. So I had to figure out a way to make sure he was okay. So it was anxiety, guilt, stress, terror. One of the 5 major traumas in my life.
I've run into them several times in the Arroyo Seco. One memorable experience coming down the trail near JPL. One was lying right next to the trail in the bushes, and as soon as it saw me, the mouth flared open, it hissed, all 50 teeth were showing.
I thought Ernie was going to run into the street, and that was my big concern, not that the animal was going to attack him. So I yelled for my brother-in-law, who came right out, but we were too late.
They're most famous for their teeth. 50 teeth, the highest number of any mammal in North America, especially because so many incisors. We have 4, 2 on each side up front, on top, and then 2 below on each side. They have 5 on each side above and 4 on each side below. So altogether 50 teeth, and you see canines here for tearing meat.
I was still in shock, and I had to make the decision because my husband and the brother-in-law looked to me as the primary guardian. So Dr. Carla Johnson calmed me down a bit. I told her that I wanted to stay throughout the whole procedure if she was going to operate. She said, well, that's really not possible because we don't know exactly when we're going to operate. He has been fed, so we'll have to wait a few hours. We can't give him anesthesia on a full stomach. He'll vomit.
It's a large rat-looking animal with the grayish-white fur. Kind of rugged-looking, ratty-looking, long pointed snout, and then this long prehensile tail, which is nearly naked.
Curtis, the brother-in-law, slept on one couch. I laid on the other couch. My husband, of course, went to bed. And we didn't get any call at 2:30 when she said she'd call, so I called her. And the receptionist or the technician there said, they're still in the operating room. That stressed me out.
Here at the Nature Center, we don't hear a lot about opossum encounters with humans. People call about them, but they're regular backyard inhabitants, and they're with us to stay. Because they are a wild introduced animal, we need to be cautious. What I hear about most often is the dogs will grab them and attempt to kill or shake them.
I was so exhausted from the stress I kept nodding off while I was sitting, but then the call came and Curtis picked up the phone, and the doctor was on the phone saying everything's fine, he's healing, you can come in, at 6 o'clock in the morning to pick him up. He is the light of our life, and we treat him just like he is a member of the family. I call him the Goose, Ernie. It was a typical Tuesday. I was cleaning, and my brother-in-law Curtis came over to babysit for the dog because I was just doing a million things. My husband was working. So at about 8 o'clock, we decided we'd go out and get something to eat. So I open our door, and I look over the railing, and I see this really chubby little rodent, big rodent. And I said, oh my. I said, what is this?
Many people believe opossums, because they look like a giant rat, they assume they're a rodent of some sort. That's a common misconception. They're actually a marsupial, earliest of the marsupials still living, a very ancient group, maybe 100 million years old. So they are not a rodent at all. Rodents are much more recent.
Before I realized there was a danger, because here I'm looking at this adorable creature who reminded me of Ernie because he had one of those big bellies. Ernie dashes to get him because he's a hunting animal, a beagle. But my mind was so focused on the beauty of the animal that I didn't even think to leash him. He ran down, and the next thing we heard was a whimpering sound of my dog as a result of the incident with the opossum, whether he was bitten or gnarled with the claws. We're not real sure.
Let's go see Wiz Nancy. You want to go see Wiz Nancy?
The opossum must have been pregnant, hence the big belly that I was admiring because it looked like Ernie's.
I don't hear a lot about our pets being attacked by opossums. I don't think they're naturally aggressive, although a pregnant female might have felt defensive.
Do you want to go see the pretty baby?
His skin was dying, so they had to cut a lot of his skin. There were about 30 stitches, and they went from here all the way under the arm.
What do you want to tell the baby?
Hope he's all plucked.
One disease they're known to carry is murine typhus with their fleas. And while that's not a deadly disease, it can transmit to humans and has happened here in San Gabriel Valley.
He was really getting much better, but because of flea season and allergies, he gets itchy. So he scratches. Because of the nature of the injury and the fact that it was healing, he would scratch it a lot and just not allow it to heal completely. So it became really red and really raw. We bathe him twice a day. We put the cream on twice a day. We give him antihistamines twice a day, all so that he won't itch.
As for habitat, opossums really prefer low elevations, from sea level up to maybe 3,000 feet. They apparently follow streams up into the mountains a bit, so do get out into the wild. But I think they're most at home in the urban jungle with fruit trees, nut trees, and insects available, grubs they can dig out of the ground, people's gardens.
In this area where there are no tenants, a lot of growth, a lot of leaves, and a lot of trees, and so we believe the animals live right there. And the animal had come here probably to get some food because there's a lot of bird seed and bird feed right below our area here. I really enjoy a clean environment, and what initially bothered me was that someone had a bird feeder up there, and the bird feeder would always leak all of its contents right at our doorstep. 4 times in the past 2 years, I politely asked if she would find whoever was responsible. I knew it was her. Find whoever was responsible and have them either sweep or just remove it. Pretty much it was a death request because the seed kept coming, and the opossums and the squirrels. And as a matter of fact, the squirrels, for whatever strange reason, actually affix themselves. They ram into our screen door and affix themselves on our door and look at us. While it's cute, I think it's dangerous too.
We need to get along with our wildlife, and we all should keep in mind they're with us, they're very well entrenched. Left alone at any distance, most of these animals are not aggressive and aren't known to attack on average.
I don't intend to tell the manager how I believe that it's the fault of the circumstances here that aggravated this assault.
That's it. Paw. Mother. Speak. Speak. Good boy.
I don't want to give someone any satisfaction of knowing that her actions caused my family a major harm. Because I feel as though there's a kind of spitefulness about the situation.
Oh, look at that baby belly. Look at that big belly. Look at that big belly. Oh dear.
It's actually against apartment-tenant relations to have wildlife in an apartment complex.
You tell mommy what you want, yeah?
Oh, The marsupials are an amazing ancient group. The opossum itself is said to be maybe the ancestral group from which all the current marsupials came. The kangaroo, the wallabies, koala bears are marsupials. That means pouched animals, so animals that have no placenta, no attachment to their, no direct attachment to their embryos. Marsupials may be thought of as Australian primarily, or Old World, or out of our area, but there were native marsupials in Central and South America. There was a center of evolution down in that area. There were more marsupials around in the early times than there are today, and so we have the opossum here as a relic species left from that early evolution.
During the night, we were actually charged $800 just to leave him there. And then I said, oh dear. I said, oh dear. I said, oh boy, I had to figure out how we're going to get that. Okay. But I did. And then when we got back, they charged us another $815 for the procedure. So that was $1,600 for the operation. But after that, it multiplied because we had to take him to specialists and all kinds of things.
That was a good one.
The whole thing, we had to take him 3 different places, about $2,900. Worth every penny, of course. Easy.
You rub certain spot on him, he loves to let that tongue go, huh, baby doll? Yeah, oh, look at that tongue. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When mommy's here, he knows nothing bad is ever gonna happen to the baby.